Welcome to episode 283 of the Bear Trap on the Boomer Buzz channel, a Bears podcast by a Bears fan. I'm your host, Terry, and today we're doing a film session looking at our pass defense against the Detroit Lions. Going to be looking at Stafford's completed passes. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get this started. There's 27, I think. There's a lot. So we'll see what we can get through. That's a lot of completed passes. I didn't want to just go to the second half because I think other ones are important as well. All right, so this first one's to Sanu across the middle off the play action. AP and everything, they're all liable to run. I don't believe that's too far of a stretch. So good play action. They break it across the middle. It doesn't look like man coverage to me. So Jalen passes it off to Roquan, and just a little bit too much speed from that receiver position. But I think this is where you got to be a little bit smarter. I mean, linebackers go for the fake just a little bit. Now you got to get better angle because you're running right at him. So let me put a visual to what I'm saying. So what you'll see is on Roquan's break, you're running to where the receiver's at. So you see, you turn around, you see. Now, at this point, there's a safety in the corner here. So if he does a curl, if he does an out, if he does a vertical, anything he does in this area, there's somebody there. So, and I didn't really get a chance to look at the coverage, but looking at it, looks like cover 2. So most time anyway, the linebackers over the hole. So anyway, you know you have inside leverage because they got outside leverage. So instead of running to him, just run to the middle of the field. Now, if he comes to you, great. You got inside leverage. You got to step on him. If he goes outside, then they got him. But Roquan kind of runs to him and ends up a step behind, and Stafford just delivers it on time. All right, so 2nd and 8. First quarter, I thought they said third quarter. I was like, what? So first quarter, out of the gun this time, they got 3 to the left. Just a little bubble screen that ends up working pretty well. They cut the edge here. I mean, well, Hawkinson completely blocks his man, and so does Cephas. I mean, honestly, that's what happens. I know we talk a lot about our screens and we're like, man, screens don't work. Screens work when you do it. It's all about execution, man. That play call don't mean as much as the execution because all the inside people are blocked. And so Roquan's the third man free, and he's inside. You got all this space. That's just good blocking. All right, first down. Or not first down, first quarter. It is first down, though. Looks like play action. And everything we've seen so far is quick. We know in the early game that was important for them as far as making play. And that's just a rub route. They try to do a little spot over the middle and then a swing. Doesn't get a whole lot of yards, but that's a natural rub. I hate those. And that's quick. That's by design. That's set up. All right. We're still in the first quarter. Looks like 3rd down and 5. They got 2x2 out of the shotgun. We got one linebacker up on the line. They motion down to close. And we actually stopped the 3rd down conversion, and you can see that we had some good pass rush on there. But here, I'm not sure what this coverage is. I don't know if it was quarters or what. Amendola was wide open over the middle. Then you had two people deep on the same person. But either way, a nice tackle by Houston Carson. Actually, we had both flying. I forgot. I didn't see Carson was in at the... Oh, yeah, he backs out. But Carson's in at the dime linebacker spot. And ends up playing the flat, curl to flat. And a good dip. I mean, I'll say it 1,000 times. That's when Mac is effective. When you dip that shoulder, get underneath those linemen's pads and ride the hoop to the quarterback. 3rd and 10. First quarter still. We got 3 down. Looks like we're playing more coverage. You got an extra defensive back out there. And Quinn gets a good initial drive, ends up getting washed down. And Stafford just stays in, makes the play. And you know what? That's crazy because that's a first down. But this is the thing. When you have zone in the NFL or a lot of places, for whatever reason, the way they teach, a lot of people like to cover nothing because they're just staring at the quarterback. And so you had 2 guys deep that was covering nothing. You had 2 people covering the same people, which can happen when you got these many guys in coverage. But if there's not something directly in front of you in zone, you end up just standing there in space. And so Kyle Fuller's here, they're there. You got 2 deep safeties. No one played him at all. And Stafford was able to give Marvin Jones the ball. That's a problem. And again, I don't know what they call, but either way, we see that a lot in zone, and that has to be addressed one way or the other. That cannot happen when you put a 3 down lineman, everybody else in coverage, and you let one person get a curl route for 3rd and 10. And that's a good job. That's not really holding at all. Decker just drives him, and he ends up crashing into the other lineman. But a good initial surge, just wasn't able to finish it. And Decker's a mauler. He's a stronger guy. Quinn's not really built for the strong game. So 2nd down, they play action again, step up. Nice pocket. Nice pocket movement. So they go for the play action. This looks like this might be cover 6. Yeah, because he's playing flat, but Kyle Fuller's playing deep. I can't see who. That's Roquan out there. I don't know why Roquan's all the way out there. So he takes an inside release, which means the deep safety should be over him. Roquan has a lot of range, so he's out there. And I can't, is that Gibson? Yeah, that's Gibson. Gibson's got to help out on that. I mean, it's tough, but that's why the good safeties are really good safeties. They know how to plant. They know when something's coming because you funnel this inside to the over the top safety, inside leverage, and Roquan does a good job. Roquan's actually there early. That's just a really good ball location by Stafford and a good job by the receiver. And then, but that's not exactly Roquan's responsibility, but that's a good job. And, you know, sometimes they make a better play. 3rd and 4. You got 2x2. And so Hawkinson, I knew he was going to eat. It's just what it is. Tight ends, especially Hawkinson, gives us fits. So they just run a little under, inside, in, and then a flag behind it. And it's a good play, a standard play, but a good one because that's going to draw a lot of attention once this receiver breaks inside. Like, we got the reroute. That's drawing a lot of attention. And now you just, if this cover 2, if it's man 2, whatever, the safety's over the top, you want to hit it right underneath in the sweet spot. And good timing, that's what they did. So let's see the front. Hawkinson made himself look so small. That's hilarious. So we rushed the 4. Looks like there was supposed to be some stunt here, but nobody did anything. Mac didn't really get any pressure. Quinn got a little bit of pressure, but Stafford's a veteran. He knows how to stay in the pocket, make the play. 2nd and 10. Let's see. We're in the second quarter, and we're up 10 at this point. Bunch trips to the right. They got a bubble and go. And then went backside. Let me see. That was by design. It was by design. So they did bubble and go to the bunch side and then a screen to the backside. And Roquan does a good job, because if Roquan's not there, that would have been a lot more yards. But Roquan in screens, man. That's one thing he is excellent at. The lineman just gets enough for Roquan where that can set up some positive yards. Again, those plays like that test the defense's discipline. Roquan single-handedly makes a good play. All right, so 3rd and short. They rotate back. Looks like quarters. Potentially covered 3. I say cover 3 because he's over the middle of the field. And again, just Stafford throwing darts, because this is right behind the coverage. You got deep corner. He breaks it in on a post. Just spots up right behind. I mean, Johnson, I don't know what you're covering, bro. I don't know what you're covering. I'll go in regular speed. I mean, he breaks and you don't break really. You shuffle, but you don't drive on it. And maybe you're scared of a double move. That's possible, but that's a long play. You just kind of sit there and you let him get it. All right, so they rush. My man Edwards is in. And again, it looks like there's supposed to be some stunt, but there's nothing's happening. Like, you can see, nice old school rip. He's ripping his arm right across. Now, usually if he's doing that, then Akeem Hicks would be coming over or some type of blitz or something. Now, they just rushed 4. So when I see this, rip that arm, he's crashing in. Usually that means someone's coming back around. But no one's doing that, and they're just crashing into each other. And whoever 67 is, he's having a pretty decent job with Mac right now. First down, second quarter still. Stafford steps up in the pocket, and that's just one-on-one. I mean, as I've said many times, we're not built for that one-on-one speed. Let's see. I got to think this is cover 1 because we got one safety. Everybody's running with their man. So I got to think this is cover 1. Man-to-man coverage, single high safety. There's no way in the world that there's no way in the world Eddie Jackson is getting over from the middle of the field to the sideline there, especially where he was. And just beat Kyle Fuller one-on-one. And then, so the thing that's kind of the risk to it is that when you got guys that aren't cover guys, like man guys, and you run that man coverage, sometimes you want to play them off so they get a head start and they don't get burnt. which I understand. But then the risk you have there is that nobody is being rerouted. Nobody's being redirected. And then, of course, if you put them on the line and jam them, then you got a chance of them just flying right past you. So this time you see the same thing, the crash. Hicks does it a little bit, but yeah, them first 2 times Hicks was not crashing. So you get a little pressure there. And then Khalil Mack turns up the pressure a little bit. Now let me see. I can't see a super zoomed up angle because I already know some people holding. He beat him. I mean, you got a case for blocking the back there. It obviously wasn't egregious. Like he barely had 2 hands on him. But, you know, you got a case for that. But if you aren't being ticky-tack, I think you let that ride. But Mac beat him. Stafford stepped up, made a hell of a throw. But I already know some fans go, blocking the back. They never call anything. That one could go either way for me. 2nd and 10. Empty. Second quarter again, I believe. Oh, man, double slants. I hate these. Gets that one open, but they always run into each other at the middle. That's why I hate them. So gets it out to carry on for a little bit of a completion. That's just a quick play. 3rd and 10, second quarter still. I don't know what wiped that play out. I don't remember exactly. They got a 2x2 here. End up rushing 4. Looks like quarter. Possibly cover 2. And that's on Jalen's side. It's a little hard to see, but it's completed on this side. Oh no. I hate when it does that. So Buster looks like he's manned up and just gets beat to the inside. Or at least converts it to man. And Buster did have a little bit of a tough day. I mean, I still really like him as a nickel. But a bit of a tough day there. And look, corners can't do it all. You got a well-placed ball, it's tough. So they put Quinn on the same side as Mac. Try to give them a little different look. They do the loop. End up picking it up well. Mac gets smacked, actually. And the pocket's clean. And again, you just well-placed ball with the leverage. There ain't a whole lot you can do there as a defender. That's, again, coverage and pass rush works in sync, or supposed to. You got to work in concert to make it work. 2nd and 7. They're in the 3rd quarter at this point. 2x2 play action. Little pressure coming late, but they do essentially a similar play they did before where they brought Sanu on that crossing route off the play action here. So I'm guessing this is cover 3. And Trevathan goes to the flat, so the middle's kind of open. I mean, it depends. I don't know exactly their rules because really in any cover 3, the corner shouldn't be manned. Now, I don't know if they just manning up on the slot and running cover 3 with everybody else, but in a regular cover 3, that slot would be in the flat and Trevathan would be in the middle. But Buster was in man coverage, so he was away from the play, even though the route brought it right to him. So I don't know. I don't know what they call because, yeah, usually that's what would happen, is that Buster on that side would be your flat defender, flat to curl. But Not sure how they run it. It looks like Buster's been in man coverage most of the game. And maybe that was one of their ways. Now, the thing is, though, if you notice that is smart. Because, I don't like the route combo because it brought them right to the defender. But that is smart. If you notice they're running man coverage on your slot every time, then if they're running that with a combo zone, then somebody's got to take the flat. Even the flat's going to be wide open, or somebody's going to take the flat and the middle's going to be open. So out of the I formation, they run a play action. 2-man or 3-man route technically, but 2 receiver route and just a comeback on the edge. Play action. I mean, the linebackers don't really matter too much. What you want is the defenders retreating and then just breaking it underneath them. And again, it's not Fuller's game. Fuller's game is either pressed at the line or off coverage, where he gets to rally up, not really playing backpedaling. That's not his game. Not say he's not good, but that's not when he's his best. And again, the run game, holding the eyes of the linebacker, quick execution, not a lot of chance for pass rush. So then we go 2x2 here. They just run a curl. Pick up a decent little gain. Let's see. I mean, Eddie Jackson's single back there. Looks like they rolled it to cover 2 last second. Or it might be man 2, not sure. But either way, they saw Kyle Fuller off, and they said, yo, that's what we about to do. And it makes sense. And these are the things that I don't get that we don't do more of, whether it's Foles or Trubisky, anybody, like taking advantage of leverage, defensive back leverage, like when we see that. 3rd and 10, we're in the third quarter, out of empty, got the running back out there to the bottom of the screen. Looks like they end up rushing 4. Looks like they just got the first down. And that's Hockenson there. Got 2 deep, looks like man 2. Now, we know with tight ends, it's hard because they're big and they can shield themselves off. But man coverage, you hope to hold up until pass rush could get there or whatever. Looks like they rushed 4. We got Hicks and Bilal on the same side. So really throwing out different combinations. I don't think that's Mac. I don't know who that is. Oh, that's Gibson, the rookie. So they just pin him around. They pick that up easily. Bilal gets out late, though. I mean, not terrible. Quinn was getting there, but again, Matt Stafford's a veteran. His pocket pressure's not the same as a rookie or, a random backup. So that isn't as much pressure to him. 1st and 10. Like people were saying with Aaron Rodgers, we got no pressure. We got some. We collapsed the pocket a little. It's just for Aaron Rodgers, though, that ain't a high level. Play action to jet. They send 4. And they just wheel behind. They wheel Hockenson behind the receiver. Yep, you got people look at the jet, covering the flat. And that's just, that's good. That's a good play because the thing is here, if this isn't man, it is man. or at least he has some type of deep with him, or it could be cover 3, it could be man, whatever. But you're drawing the defender across the middle, so now you leak this behind. And so since he's there, there's wide open space to the outside. And the other defender has inside leverage. It's going to be hard for him to get there. Now, if it's not cover 3 or a deep coverage or man, he's going to stay. He's going to see that wheel, but then that post is going to have a wide open inside leverage against the safety. So that's just a well drawn up play for them. But looking at the pass rush here, again, just a little jet action. I mean, the Lions did a good job. And you got to credit, I believe it's Bevel, the OC, adjusting and throwing some stuff that really put us in constraints. Put us in spots where it was tough. So we got trips, out of shotgun. Stafford able to move the pocket. I mean, it ain't much you're going to do with those big tight ends. I mean, we had good coverage pretty much everywhere. Johnson being grabby, but not doing a bad job. And that's Stafford. I mean, Stafford gets a lot of crap, and there was some talk lately about somebody said if he went to the 49ers, he'll win a Super Bowl like this 49ers. And, there's been some talk. Aaron Rodgers recently bigged him up a lot. And I have to say, like, people do crap on Stafford a lot. Now, obviously, the team didn't win. And not every quarterback, first of all, there's no quarterback besides Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady in his prime that made a team win, and Aaron Rodgers. But other than that, like as far as in recent times, most quarterbacks you're not winning because the quarterback just out here making you win. Like most quarterbacks have a lot of support, and you had support for Stafford at some points with Calvin Johnson, but the team we know has been a mess. You see throws like that, you put it, Jalen's not in a bad position, but you put it where only he can catch it. And he's done that consistently. And it's not say he's like a elite player, but he doesn't get the credit he deserves, I think. So 3rd and 6 is fourth quarter. Motion to a 2x2, 3rd down, another big 3rd down. We saw him stop him on one of them early, and I'm sure they stopped him on some other ones. That's wide open. All right, let's see. Both our safeties in the middle. Yeah, so you knew they were going to do something. When they rotate. So they do a lot of rotation. This is interesting because this is cover 2. So what you do is you brought out Houston Carson as your dime linebacker. Obviously, he's a safety. They're going to rotate him and replace Gibson's deep half. Rotate Gibson and replace Eddie's deep half, and Eddie's going to play down flat to curl. So a lot of rotation here, which is cool. Eddie's covering green grass. There's nothing there, but there's nothing to his side except what Fuller's looking at anyway. So that side is whatever, but essentially Eddie's not in the equation. So then Johnson passes off the receiver. He sees a flat defender. He's looking there. So in cover 2, this man's deep. Now the problem is that you don't have a middle defender. Actually, really the problem is twofold. Because this is technically one of your middle defenders. and he's not really covering nothing. There's nothing here. So Roquan, here's the problem. You got two people covering the same person. Roquan needs to either play the middle of the field. Oh, my God. I hate this player so much. Roquan, at this point, you need to play the middle of the field. Let me keep going to where there's single receivers. You need to play the middle of the field, really that's what you're supposed to do, because this is cover 2. So the flat defender is the corner. So the corner could play the flat, but there needs to be some communication between you two, because they end up both playing him. Now, I don't really blame Jalen. You let him pass. You don't know where he's going. He might be going deep, whatever. That is the safety's job. And you have the flat. So that's why I put it more on Roquan. You got to be more aware of that. But they both play up on the same defender, and that's wide open. So pass rush wise, they chip on Quinn. Mack is doing a stunt. And you know what? I never realized it. Not that I watch a lot of Stafford film, but until A-Rod pointed it out, Stafford does throw a lot of different platform throws. All right, so 1st and 10, they're in the 4th quarter. That happened quick. They just throw a quick noun route, off coverage, let Hockenson get up the field, be a playmaker. 4th quarter, 1st and 10. Let's see where we're at. So we're up 30. We're up 10 right now, 30-20. So we've been up. Obviously, we didn't see him throw a touchdown to the one, and besides the one, or the last one to the tight end in the end zone. And this was just quick hitches, something to get you out of your own territory. Good job by Fuller eliminating the game. 2nd and 10. Looks like it was called off or something. They're right back where they were. Play action and just that crossing route, which I would love to see more out of our team. But yeah, they play action there. Linebackers, for the most part, in position. Trevathan just a half a step late. Or is that Roquan? That's Trevathan. I'm not a huge fan that their numbers are so similar, but just a half a step late, was able to get behind them. And again, this is not enough credit for Stafford. And I know how I sound, but it's true, because look at this placement. Most quarterback, now last week, and then people get mad about it, whatever. Trubisky, not similar play, but Trubisky in a kind of similar play, you got an out-breaking route, the defender behind. Trubisky threw the play where the tight end had to turn around and catch it. And I had people say that wasn't inaccurate, which is fine. It was catchable. But that is what you want. You put in a space where it's ahead, is leading the receiver, so that they can continue to run and make it a catchable pass where only they can catch it. All right, let's see here. 2x2, single safety. Looks like they ran some type of post. That's just good execution. Because what you'll see Buster turn around, because he's taking outside leverage, which makes sense. You got a deep safety here. So on the break, he gives him a little nod, takes the outside, he turns inside. But this isn't like a full post where you're just running straight up the seam to the safety. This is a skinny post. Obviously, as a receiver, you see the safeties there. Run your break underneath that, and there's nobody there. There's nobody there. I mean, linebackers aren't going to be that deep. And obviously you got stuff underneath to occupy them, but yeah, that's just good timing. Now, if that play is off time, then you can't complete that because you end up eventually running into the safety. But when you throw it on time, it's right where nobody is. So let's see this. It looked like a 3-man route at first. Then they leak out the running back and a tight end. There was no play action. You got these two on the post deep. Then they break it outside. And it's not bad coverage at all. For Trevathan to be all the way out there on the out route, that's not bad coverage. It's just really good ball placement. So let's look at the front. Again, no play action. 4-man straight rush. Chip Mack a little bit. And also chip Quinn. I don't know why Nichols didn't spill out on that. But I don't know. I see a lot of the Bears crashing and the other person not looping. Like, I don't know if they're supposed to be playing stunts and they don't know it, or if they do know it but they're refusing to do it. Because this, not just this week, I've seen a lot of times where you got people, only half a stunt is going on or half a game. That's just a small hitch. Good immediate tackle by Johnson. Really quick pass, not a lot of time. Yeah, the interior stunt has looked terrible with Edwards, Nichols, and Akeem Hicks. Whenever they run it, it's looked just poorly timed. So, second down, we send extra people on the blitz. And Stafford throws into a tight window. Let's back that up. So we got this inside breaking route. Probably going to, nope, continues to go over. Just a little switch to inside breaking route. One person wheels out and then the inside. Now, that's right into the coverage. But Stafford is able to put it there. So let's see. It looked like we brought extra people. Well, Roquan start. Yeah, he ends up, I don't know what he's doing. It looked like a half-committed blitz, which is probably why there wasn't not a whole lot of extra pressure. But we had this stunt with Hicks and Mack. And that's just bad. I don't even think Mack was stunning. I don't know what that was. All I know is Hicks is going at a beeline to this tackle. So that would tell me Mack should be pinning back inside. Quinn's not going nowhere. Bilal's not going nowhere. Not really much of a blitz. I mean, he just had time. First and 10. So they got a 2x2. 2 out routes. Then we got 1 corner route and just 1 vert. And that was a touchdown. I feel like I missed that one live. Huh. Well, he starts going out like it was a corner route, but then breaks it back up. And yeah, Gibson is just covering nothing. Gibson, somebody made that comment about Gibson covering green grass, and trust me, that's not just a Gibson thing. And that's just not a Bears thing either, or NFL thing. But anyway, he's covering green grass. So you get this little bit of a double move against Johnson. And since Fuller's here, could be cover 6 the other way. I don't know exactly what the coverage is, but you got the safety over the top. And so I know Johnson wasn't supposed to be one-on-one. That much I do know. So let's look at the pass rush just for a little bit. I mean, looks like a straight up pass rush. Edwards ends up getting off late, but everybody else ain't really doing much. And that's the thing. Johnson is looking. All right, that's it. Johnson is looking like, yo, what was the help at? So, whoa, that went way longer than I thought it would. All right, so that's it. Go to the comment section. Well, let me say this. I do have to go, but we talk about adjustments. People like, especially with Pagano, not that. And I can tell you for a fact, watching a lot of Bears tape, Fangio didn't do a whole lot of adjustments. We pretty much were a vanilla defense, just we executed really well. And so that's similar to how we are now. But as far as switching it up, you saw them try to do different things to manufacture pressure, putting different people on different sides, running stunts from different areas. You start to see us put a little bit more people towards the line, not necessarily blitzing, but at least putting people on the line to give them something to think about. You saw us rotate coverage a couple times. So obviously there was some adjustments, I don't know the word I'm looking for, but the coaches noticed that there was a lack of pass rush and Stafford was being able to be a little too comfortable. So they tried to do some things, but ultimately it didn't work out. So it's not to say that they just sat there twiddling their thumbs doing the same thing. They definitely made some changes. But again, when you try to run a lot of stuff, and I don't think we ran a lot of stuff, but people that want us to do a whole bunch of different stuff, you're not good at any of it. When you run the same things, the same 2-3 things, you really know your job. You just got to execute better. But, a lot of fans can't separate them. They can't seem to understand the difference between, hey, there's a coaching job, but there's also a player job in executing as well. And so that all goes into it. There's a lot of different pieces that make it all work. But anyway, go to the comment section. Let me know what you think. Share it around, get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe. And remember, stay up and bear down.